Alrighty then. It appears that we are in fact streaming on YouTube. Nobody is watching. Hooray. So, I'm going to be mostly talking to myself this whole stream. That's alright. This is really more of a test than anything. Just kind of feeling my bearings for, not only just, like, getting practice at this, seeing how I feel about it. You know, it's like what Bo Burnham always said, gotta learn how to create without an audience. Ain't that right, Bo? Indeed, I've got a lot to learn. Dubby's yelling at me. So, first things first, doing some art. Let's see here. Calling this thing YTPNG tuber, which is one of those phrases, one of those sequences of letters that's going to be completely indecipherable to future archaeologists. Man, I don't envy people who are going to study this period in history, man. There's going to be so much fucking shit they got to wade through. Presuming we're not blown up by a nuclear weapon, there's going to be so much information left behind, but it's going to be so fragmented. Christ. There's going to be legends made about this time period. Shitty ones, too. So, there's a hell of a delay on this stream. It's like 5 seconds. My first trick is going to be making an actual avatar for my stream. I don't know why I can't make a new layer. That's interesting. What's going on here? Huh. Damn odd. Anyway. Right now I just got a big blank space kind of right on the right side of the screen there. You can see how the actual window for what I'm doing is kind of offset. So, basic idea is to have a PNG character. I'm not fancy enough to really have a whole animated VTube rig yet. I ain't that fancy. Also, you know, considering that I don't know if this is going to work out or not, if anybody's going to ever watch this thing, it's like, why make the investment, you know what I mean? It's motherfucking fancy motherfuckers who make a living off of this shit who only got a PNG tuber, so it's like, you know, start off with the basics. I can make a PNG tuber myself. I got it all rigged up already. Looked up how to do it on OBS. And so my first trick is just a simple matter of doing that myself. I'm already getting into the weeds of the details here. Look at this shit. I'm going to be revising this significantly. Enough of the pièce de résistance. Makes me drawing what the character will look like. No, it's wrong. Ooh, that was the wrong button, wasn't it? One of the things that's really fun about having fast fingers, switching real quick between different shortcuts on the keyboard, is when you misclick, you can go on little adventures. Let's give me a basic structure. I'm going for something low-key here. I want to adjust this a little bit. Just his stance. It's a little better looking. It's all about that center action line. I never draw the center action line. It's more of a suggestion. That's one of the things I read about in a couple of books I've actually read about drawing. You want things to be, you know, kind of dynamic, you know. Think about the way your character's spine is set up. If it's just straight, they don't look too good, you know? Because even though people say to like stand up straight or whatever, people never do. Not to mention that when you're drawing a still image, there's... Even if you're drawing somebody standing still, there's a degree of liveliness you want to convey, right? So having, you know, this guy's head and spine are kind of doing this. No, that's not the right one. Like that. Slight bend, you know? Ever so slight. Kind of like... Can't get it quite right. Kind of like that. Am I on smooth? Am I smooth? No, I'm not smooth. You can tell how good I am at actually drawing. Kind of like that, you know? There's a life that's conveyed through that. So even in the still image, it doesn't feel stagnant. You know? Very basic art shit. This is shit that you learn when you're in middle school, you know what I mean? If you, like me, start doodling in the 6th grade and then do it non-stop for the rest of your academic career. So in freaking college, I was filling up sketchbooks. Was I an art student? No, sorry, Bob. I was taking film classes. I was doodling my gen eds. I wasn't supposed to be doing that. Nobody stopped me. Didn't help my grades none, though. You know what I mean? So, we got this going. That's our basic skeleton. Now from here on out, I'm not going to be drawing this panel in with the rest of the figure. He's going to be a separate layer. Because I really got to get the whole puppet down, you know? I cannot have that panel in the way when I'm constructing the rest of it. So I did do some concept art for this rig a while ago. Kind of feel like going off the cuff with it. You'll also notice that I'm not intentionally doing myself any favors with the figure I'm going for. I don't want to brag, you know? This is supposed to represent me. I don't want to put on airs that I'm something I'm not. In those ways that people judge you for, you know what I mean? Why open yourself up to criticism? But it gains you nothing. Here I go, I start with the arms. Start this problem with the arms that I've been having. Proportionality with arms is more art than science, the way I do it. In the final, you're not going to be able to see his hand, so that's one part of him I'm not going to draw. That little line right here, that was just a lineup where his hand would go if it was down by his side. And then from that, you can kind of judge. You can see it doesn't quite look on kilter, you know? Where his arm is versus where it would be. Maybe more like here. Point is, it's more art than science, you know? Just want it to look right. Or at least that's how I do it. I don't do it the right way. I gotta tell you, I don't do it the right way. If I was doing it the right way, I'd be measuring some of this stuff out. There's a whole proportionality that they teach you, you know? Body's supposed to be 3 heads wide and 7 heads tall. They're measuring it in heads because it's about proportionality, right? If you got a big head, if you want to be in proportion, you got to make a big body for the head, you know? Little head, it could be a little guy. And that's all just about getting things to look roughly the way they're supposed to look if you draw on, you know, a regular human being, you know? Most people fall within that line. There's variation, but most people fall within that. You know, your chest is approximately 3 heads wide, you know? Of course, there's variation of that. There's very skinny guys, there's very fat guys. This is just advice for drawing fit people. You see what I'm doing with the legs? I'm fucking up the legs. Jesus, look at that. Let's try to fix this a cheap and dirty way. You can see how this leg here, this is not supporting anything. It's not how I want it to look, it doesn't look good. So, cheap and dirty way, drag it out a little bit, and that gives us a rough outline to further refine. Nah, it's not right. Like I said, we gotta preserve that, you know, that curvature. That curvature. There you go, there you about have it right there. I think. Let's see here, the rest of it follows down. Trial and error, you can see I'm a trial and error kind of guy. Alright. So what's lovely about pencils. See, I raised most of the legs there. That's just where I'm working out. That's what's nice about pencils. You can go back and you can start over. And here we see the foibles of eyeballing the proportionality. If I was measuring it out, I wouldn't be doing quite so much trial and error. Though, if I wanted to measure it out, I would have to learn how to measure it out. I know some rules of thumb, but I can't do it. Never learned. That's about where that would be. So, lucky for me, this is what I'm actually going to be, is not what I'm actually going to be lining. This is just the base body over which I will construct some lovely clothes. It's actually going to be what I'm presenting to the world. It should be intuitive to most people, but bears repeating, you know. You never know what kind of stream you accidentally clicked on. You know what I mean? See, the head's a lot more no-nonsense. You just gotta get this basic size right. After that, head. If you're doing not too realistic art, you can do a lot of things with a head shape. See how I fucked up the jawline? It's technically correct, the best kind of correct, but it doesn't quite look right. Alrighty then. Hey, you can see I'm not too muscular. Oh well. Now, real star attraction here gonna be the themes and vibes I'm bringing into this project. I do have one overriding idea. To shape the rest of what I design here. That idea has a name that you'll become clear, elucidated, once it is fully rendered. Decisions. I'm making. Let's see here. Now we got something going here. There we have it. We're cooking with gas, ladies and gentlemen. Should all be at the edge of your seats. Apoplectic with joy. Absolutely beside yourselves. Man, that's a good fastener. So many elements of design are fasteners and stitches, and how things go together. At least I find. Changed so much about how, you know, how do I say it? The lines, you know? The forms and striations that go over something, you know? How things are attached to other things. There's so much legwork in that regard. Especially for what I'm doing. Orientation also matters, you know? Look at this. Doesn't fit together right. You see how this is angled? Way it leads into this strap. This strap is horizontal. But this is oriented like it wants to go up here. It doesn't, though. It doesn't want to go up there, fellas. And ladies, too. Let's not forget. Hypothetical audience that I don't have currently. Like a crazy person. You know that? I feel like a fucking crazy person. And yet millions of people do this every day. Well, not millions, hundreds of thousands, you know? Stream with no viewers. Oh, actually, I'll be damned. How you doing, pal? We're doing art right now. We're going to be doing City Skylines a little bit later. You caught me talking to myself. I'm practicing razzing up an audience I don't got yet. But, I got one fella. Who knows how long you'll stick around. What I'm drawing right now is going to end up being my avatar for future streams. It's sort of very simple PNG tuber puppet, they call them. Well, they don't call them puppets, they call them PNG tubers. I call them puppets. Very simple, just rigged that when I talk, you see something like the lips move or lights up. Not animated, mind you, not lip sunk, but you know, you see an indication of speech. It's the poor man's VTuber. And I am a very poor man. I shouldn't plead poverty, I'm doing okay. Decisions. I've made one. High-waisted pants don't get enough love. This thing's gotta make a comeback. I've seen posts about it recently, you know? Once in a while, you see a person talking about how high-waisted pants, they fit better. I gotta agree, I've hiked my pants up more recently. They fit better. Totally inappropriate thing to talk about during a live stream. I'm the king of viewer attention. So that audience member that I got, likely, yeah, I don't think they're around anymore. I'm not too good at reading what these numbers are supposed to mean that I'm looking at. I got them off in a second monitor as I'm streaming. I don't know what they frickin' mean. I got concurrent viewers, chat rate, views. Views, I'm guessing. Oh, there's a little... I can just read it. Hang on. Yeah, that buddy came in and clicked off. Likely just clicked on it momentarily. Probably enough to hear my wacky music, and he was like, I'm out of here. I'll admit I am going a little wacky mode with these pants. I think, yeah, a little bit of wacky mode. Something to be ironed out in later versions. Here's something I have to think about. I'm still keeping quiet what goes in here. And I'm thinking about it, though. And I'm realizing that I need a reference. So let me practice a little maneuver. Because the reality of the situation is, I don't want people looking at my browser while I'm using it. Gotta Google me some plants here. Well, that gives the game away. I'm looking at plants. There's a certain type of tree I'm thinking of. That's close enough. Go with that for now. Oh yeah, this is what I'm looking at. Yeah. Although you're invasive, aren't you? You're not from North America, aren't you? This is very sinister when you can't see what I'm looking at. Wonder what the sample for this song is. So the music I'm using here is it's an online radio station type thing, so I don't have control over what specific songs play. And I would not have picked this one if I had full control, because this is one of them songs. It's just a remix of the Sailor Moon theme song, right? But like, you play that on your stream and suddenly you got questions to answer for, you know what I mean? The implications are innocent, but there are implications. And I don't like those implications, you know what I mean? It's downright awkward. Keeps fucking going, this song. I swear to God, most of the ones are just 1 to 2 minutes on here, but this keeps fucking going. It's extremely awkward, let me tell you. It better be the fucking end, I swear to God. Thank Christ. Alright, after all that, what do we got? We got flares. Look at that. Flares. God, the delay is so long. It just popped up in my feed. Tells me I got excellent signal strength, I believe him, but Christ, what a delay. That's my reference. So that's a rhododendron. Folks that don't know. I gotta do a little bit more research, because it appears that there are rhododendrons all over the planet that are native to parts all over the planet. So you see a rhododendron tree, you're like, is this my rhododendron tree, or is this some Himalayan guy's rhododendron tree? You know what I mean? I'm a stickler about that kind of thing. I was raised in a household where there was some, you know, arboreally inclined individuals, and so I picked up a little bit of an appreciation for the fact that if you grow a tree that's meant to be grown somewhere else, kind of being a dick to the tree and several other things as well. You know? Plants really love the place that they were evolved to grow in. And they can grow in other places, and sometimes they grow very well. But nevertheless, it always causes problems. A little bit. At least a little bit. Some of them, they get along all right, you know? It's not like people. We're native to everywhere. We can move around, do all kinds of shit. We're fucking crazy, man. We're freaks of nature. But shit, like plants don't move. Plants don't move too much, you know. Plants tend to stick around in one particular area. Although I'm telling a lie. The reality is, you got generalists and you got specific species. I need more fucking reference. Let me not friggin' cancel my home stream out. Damn, world's saddest piano on this one. Gotta look at the branching structure of the rhododendron real quick. So I gotta draw it. And you can see in my main reference, that's for the leaves and the flowers. I'm not getting too detailed, so this reference will be good, but drawing the whatchamacallit, structure of the plant. That reference doesn't do too good. Gotta find something better. And of course the saplings are just a stick sticking out of the ground, so that doesn't tell me much. Let's see here. Okay, I'm just gonna go with that. The pictures you do see of the rhododendron plant structure, it's like, you know, it's friggin' wild, apparently. According to the pictures I'm seeing. Maybe they're not the most accurate, but things are kind of going like this. Real wavy and crazy and curvy, and there's a lot of them coming out of the ground. It's almost like a bush. Kind of like that. So, just got to do a nice simple plant. And our little plant vase strapped to the chest here. I got 2 views. But what I'm not seeing is how long they're supposed to be staying. Who knows? And the numbers aren't doing what I expect them to do. I don't know if there are 2 people watching right now, or if they came in and both left. I don't know. Not gonna ask the chat, it's awkward, you know? Do that if you haven't really done that before. So I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. Like I said, I'm new to this. Something to work out. But here he goes. The thing is, he would be growing on a bit of an angle, though. Look at that, just like that. Just like that. There's something magical and wonderful about this modern technology stuff. If I don't gotta finish this bullshit right now. I'm calling it bullshit. I love doing this, but I'm calling it bullshit. It's nice. Is in about, say, about 10 odd minutes. I'm gonna move on to the next and final activity of the night. I'm gonna boot myself up a video game. I'm gonna play it a little bit, you know? That's what streamers do, right? They do that. I'm a streamer, Mom. Kidding, I'm several things. Sounds like a self-deprecating joke. If I was just doing live streams, I would be like a little bit. I could be doing other things. Luckily, I'm doing other things. Like I got a day job. I fucking hate it. Biggest blunder: never get a day. Never get a day job. Never have a salary. Never have health insurance. Never have not worrying about money. I'm joking. Get those things. But no, for real, man. A friggin' day job, man. COVID caused every employer on earth to realize that they didn't have to have their people indoors. However, they didn't like that, so now they're trying to get them back indoors. Like, remote work leaped like 10 years forward during COVID, during like the 2 years that people were remote. It's crazy to think about it, right? Like, it's been 4 years since 2020, and only 2 of those are really in pandemic conditions, right? By mid-2022, most people were kind of back out. The vaccine had been rolled out, enough people had gotten it. People should have been masking. People, technically speaking, should still be masking. Like, masking is just a good thing to do in general in an urban environment, even if you don't got COVID, you know, going around. If you think about it, it just limits the spread of disease in general, you know? Of course, it's inconvenient because the masks are uncomfortable and so people don't do it and they can't really mandate it and they can't really get it going as a cultural thing. It's become more culturally acceptable post-COVID to wear a mask even if you got like the flu or something, but still, you know what I mean? I'm at a loss for what other plants to put in here. I gotta think about it. I don't want to just be this rhododendron in the dirt. Either way. Now let's do a little bit more work on the rest of his outfit. And then, if either of those two viewers are actually watching, and we're not just peek and bounces. Look at you, you stray, you errant. What are you doing? There it is. I always forget where that button goes. Yeah, no, this is actually a really good stopping point. Let's figure out city skylines, why don't we? Gotta camouflage what I'm doing, because I don't want y'all to see my desktop. Not that there's anything embarrassing, it's just that, God forbid, I put up some information that you're not supposed to know, you know what I mean? So, we're booting up City Skylines. We're gonna put an hour or so into this. It's gonna be about a 2-hour stream all told. Probably less than that, probably more like 90 minutes. What can I say? I'm just, I'm just trying it out. Not trying it out. I'm committed to this. But, point is, I'm fucking new to this. I'm gonna take it slow in the beginning, you know what I mean? Yeah, whenever City Skyline wants to load, well, you're not seeing it right now. This is just a looped background. I gotta make that a little bit more obvious. I gotta put text up on there. It tells you what it is on the OBS that is. But anyway. Anyway. Getting this booted up. We're going to be starting a new game in Cities Skylines. Doing one just for y'all. I'm going to change some preferences real quick. Where the hell are we? So, done with the housekeeping. Here's the interesting bits. Gotta pick myself a map. I remember you. I think I've used you before. Don't want to use you right now, though. I put a fair amount of hours into this game, truth be told. This is a good one. This is a good one for just, putting it on. Sink a couple of hours into it, you don't even know. Never used this map before. Don't know what to expect. Let's go into it. Gonna give it a funny name. Damn it. There we go. Usually I like to be a little bit serious with the names. I'm going to go funny one. Streamatopia. It's not that funny. But it's silly. You feel me? Custom map theme. Don't got nothing. Oh no, don't let's start. So a lot of times I really just mess around with this. Really just mess around with it. I've got all the progression milestones unlocked. I put that on to unlock them all at the beginning. I also put on unlimited money, so I don't got to deal with things costing money. I could just build expensive stuff right off the bat. But I'm capable of managing the budget and building up slowly, and so I'm going to do that this time. For this one, just for you. And the other person who came in here and left immediately. 2 views though. My vidges on this channel, I say vidges weird, videos, vidges. My fucking shtick as a streamer is gonna be fucking talking like nobody else on earth. My accent is a weird patois of like 3 different fucking things. I don't even know if patois is the right word. But like I got some North Jersey, I got some Philly. I'm gonna be goddamn indecipherable. Anyway, point is, sidetrack. Where the fuck was I? Christ. My videos on my channel, my vidges. That's how we get into this bullshit. I haven't done so well so far, you know. I'm still starting out. I'm like, Christ. I maybe been doing this semi-seriously, like actually trying to put stuff on this channel for like about a year. I haven't really had the time to put anything high effort on here yet. Because I'm still so friggin' green. My avenues to create that stuff exist. I just haven't gone down them yet. You know what I mean? Don't want to go down the wrong one. It's a big choice. I'm working it out. So yeah, 2 views. Fuck, it's 2 more views than I had yesterday, you know what I mean? I've done a stream before. I did a Minecraft stream. It's not up on the channel anymore. I'm not gonna put it up. You're never gonna see it. I wasn't even doing this voice. Like, I actually do talk like this, but I talk like a couple of other ways as well. And what have we here? Ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a situation where I'm going to be building a lot of ferries. I'm going to be building a lot of ferries on this map, I could just tell. Which is nice. I like ferries. They're one of the underutilized methods of transport in this game. Because citizens fucking hate using them for some reason. Surely an option here. If this wants to... Oh, dear God. I hate it when it does this. It does this sometimes. You see this? In newsflash, my computer doesn't work and the policies tab isn't loading. If the policies tab loaded, which we're just going to go on without it because we can, we have that choice. Policies tab loaded. You see how I've got $0 with everything unlocked? That's power, ladies and gentlemen. It's the power of being a lazy ass. But anyway, if this panel wanted to frickin' open, look at it. You'd be able to see that there's an option to make the citizens prefer ferries. A lot of the policies in this game have real-world analogs. Like, you know, marijuana legalization. That's the thing people do. They legalize marijuana. And, you know, there's a lot of policy considerations that go into, like, where and how a municipality is going to, for instance, allow the open use of marijuana, you know? So the game is trying to replicate those considerations in the game. Maybe you want to have a red light district, or you can just light up one by the cafe, and so you make that a district in your city. So there's policies like that that are analogous to the things that real-world cities consider. But then there's stuff like make your citizens magically prefer to use the ferry. Nobody does that. Upkeep 10 a cell. Upkeep 20 a cell. 30 a cell. Basic road. Where's the basic road? I want to check something. I'm checking costs real quick. So I'm making the decision to use dirt roads, 40 a cell. Okay. Making the decision to use dirt roads and gravel paths to start out. It's a stylistic choice, but also a practical one. These roads are cheaper. No, that's wrong. Thank you. You see, you get no shortage of roads here, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Plenty of options to choose from. Here I am starting with the basics. Bare minimum. Now, I have not started the simulation yet. I'm just getting this first little area set up. They gotta have power, they gotta have water. Let's see something here. Oh, well. Looks like I'm logging. Because we're going to have to set up industry, you know, soon, early. You know, you want to have some industry going in your early city. Because nobody's educated for offices yet. That's all you need for power to start out. For water, it's just as simple. Get power. I need water. But yeah, you gotta set up industry first off. You need some distance between industry and where the houses are, at least. That's how I've always done it. Truthfully, I will confess, there's a lot of exploration of this game's mechanics and what you can do, how you can set up your city that I have never done and probably will never will do. I just like doing it the way I like doing it, right? So, that means that I have not exactly gone in and tested how much my citizens don't like living right next to an industrial zone. But you can concur that they probably don't like living right next to an industrial zone. It's where they work. But hey, if your work is like, you know, a friggin' ugly-ass factory that belches smoke into the air, maybe you don't want to live right next to it. I forgot to do something. These poor bastards are going to have to rebuild. But bing. This cost me basically nothing. And it looks nicer, in my opinion. 30% less electricity, produces 30% less garbage, generates 30% less tax income, but who gives a shit about that? This is one of the content packs, the Green Cities content pack. I love this one. I use it all the time. Everything I build is Green Cities. Why? I like the look. I like the feel. It's pretty, and it makes you feel hopeful and aspirational about the future. The people one day could live like this in their little one-story kind of box-looking things. It's an acquired taste. Dumb elements of it. Alright. Well, they don't have power now, but I'm trying not to panic and put down a friggin' power line. Oh, I'm gonna need to, damn it. I hate power lines. Okay, I don't like power lines. I'm prejudiced against power lines. Why? Because you put them down. Ta-da, I did it. I'm gonna have to get rid of that very soon. As soon as commercial starts building up and covers like this area. I'm gonna have to put it back up. Alright. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have industrial demand. That means we're going to expand here and build a massive logging encampment. We're already dispossessing people, but don't worry about it, they're not real. Doing this double bridge is a stylistic choice. It is going to really annoy me later, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Get it? Get it? 'Cause it's a bridge. Look, we're gonna cross the bridge when we come to it. It's a bridge. You see? I amuse myself too easily. It's a character flaw. Anyway. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to do what I originally planned, but we're going to be able to do... No, actually we could. So... Nope, we're not doing this. We're doing something different. Now, one of my problems with this game is that I can't leave well enough alone. I could just plop down some industrial zone, and that would be good for me. We get some tax revenue going. But no. I gotta make my own plantation. Sorry. I gotta make my own logging plantation. Calling it a plantation is probably kind of sus, but don't think about it too much, okay? Don't think about it. It's fine. We are going to divide it up because we are going to do some traditional industry because you need a little bit, you know what I mean? You don't want your citizens relying on imports for everything that isn't wood. There's a lot you can do with wood, though. Wood is sometimes under-respected material in the age of stone and glass. Not stone and glass, the age of metal and glass. You can do a lot of things with wood. There we are. All that precise detailing gets me absolutely nothing. But it looks pretty. Alright, you have a new home. Come over here. I didn't ask him. I should have asked him, you know. I should have established consent. These are tough times. What can I say? He understands his patriotic duty, the sewage outflow does. I will be giving him reparations. See, that's a little bit too spicy. You gotta work on that. Because that's the kind of joke that, like, you could sift through it. You can't find anything really technically wrong, but, like, you know, feels wrong. You know what I mean? Feels like it should be wrong. And people do judge things based on vibes. For better and mostly for worse, so... I gotta watch it. I gotta watch my humor that only makes sense to people who are me and my anthropology major friend. There we have it. Alright, you got your energy, you got your stuff. Right, so right now, workers, though it pains them, though their feet give out from under them as they walk, and cross the bridge to get to work. That will be changing, inshallah. Not that they get to drive. I abhor driving in my cities. There's a reason why I don't ban public vehicles. One reason. It's the challenge of people having the option, but making it so they don't take it. Look at how much I'm in the red. I gotta fucking build here. I gotta lock in. Oh man, I'm not making enough revenue. Y'all motherfuckers need to learn to read. See, now I'm deeper in the hole. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So, after all my highfalutin about separating the pedestrians from the industry, I will be doing that because this is pretty separate. So we're going to have a no man's land of commerce right in here. That will act as a buffer. Because instead of spending most of their time by the industrial pollutants, they'll only be spending 40 hours every week next to the industrial pollutants, and that's a win for me in terms of their overall health and well-being. All right. So it's aesthetic for them to build houses on the cliff. It's not aesthetic for them to build houses over the cliff, so we're not going to zone those particular tiles. You're blocking a path, mister. There we go. Oh, that's wrong. There we go. Now you're green. All is right with the world. Turn up the speed a little bit. Makes things more interesting. Oh, crime! We can't have crime. We need to institute state violence. You know, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy that these city bills are based on, where the developers live in the world and therefore have ideas about how the world works. And they're the regular ideas about how the world works. Like, there are cops, for instance. And that causes implicit bias in anybody that plays the game. Because they see this and they see 100 other things in their lives and they think, well, there's always cops. Cops are just everywhere, you know? It's not true. Cops are not everywhere. Cops are kind of a modern invention. We only really got them going, I think. Damn. Yeah, I mean, modern policing is really a product of the modern age. But anyway. There are possibilities that the game does not explore because the game makers do not think to explore them. Is my windbag way of saying what I just said. So yeah. Police. Even though arguably there are other ways of taking care of that problem that don't involve cops. But that'd be woke, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? God forbid. Righto. I will likely be upgrading my first couple of roads soon. We're still pretty in the red. We're going to want to do something about that. Now, an element here is that a mod that I'm running is realistic population. How much money are you making me? It could be higher. But a mod that I'm running is realistic population. It's like population, but it's realistic. This game is optimized in a way that I find annoying, but I know why they did it. It's easy to see why they did it. I say I know like it's some fucking secret. It's obvious why they did it. When you put down single-family houses in the early game, which is all you have access to if you don't unlock the progression, whatchamahoots, those single-family houses actually contain a fair number of people. Like a lot more than you'd think looking at them. But the quote-unquote high-density places, they barely have anybody. For the size of the building, they're practically empty. That's some profit. That's some revenue. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Way lower. Is that because of this? Fuck no. It's because everybody moved in. They started paying their taxes. But anyway, point is that's lower. What was I rambling about? Yeah, so reason why they do that in the base game, that they make the high density have less people than the low density a lot of the time, is the speed of progression. You grow your early game city faster, and yeah, other things in terms of money, in terms of people. It also means that suburbs generate more traffic, which is, I mean, that's realistic, you know? And it makes that eventuality easier. I have got enough population demand and so little space that I'm just going to start on the big guys. I'm still on dirt roads. I just don't see the need right now to put in not dirt roads. I will soon, though. Yeah, there's that pollution. Need more of a buffer zone. I'm not comfortable with citizens being that close. It's a healthcare cost thing, you understand. The citizens that are in a polluted area, they gotta get sick more. And then my hospitals have a lot more traffic as a result. You gotta put more of them down. Currently, everybody's healthy. That's what the green means. So, frankly, I'm not even going to put a medical facility down right now. I'm going to wait until I need one. Speaking of things I need, I just put in a high-density area. And with the mod that I put in, high density actually has... it's highly dense. So let's take a look. We can look at the individual buildings. 86 out of 115 households live here. So population is measured in households. You've seen the single-family homes, it's just bada bing, bada boom, one. Bada bing, bada boom, one. Because that's how it's supposed to be. So that's a few adults, a few children. Gotta lock in real quick. Do some trash. And yeah, in the base game, you'll see a building that looks like this. It only has one household in it. It's ridiculous, but from a game min-maxing perspective, it makes sense, since you're not supposed to get the high-density zoning until slightly later in the game. So, if you were just forced to build the single-family houses, 90% of players would just do that for a couple of hours and then quit the game because they don't get the high-density stuff fast enough. So speed up the early game and get you to the late game faster. Late game, it then bottoms out. Like I said, it also makes the traffic feel a little bit more realistic. If you're an idiot and you're not building plenty of mass transit, like look at how many cars are coming in to bring people into the city. Oh, there we go. Yeah, universal health can only last so long. So, yeah, this is a product of them being by this main thoroughfare. Yeah, this is going to be the first road that I imbigificate. I'm seeing double. I guess I'm not. Yeah, it looked like I was going crazy there. It was. I could have sworn I saw this road twice. So we're starting off only paving that. We've really hit the big times because I've got my first dead fuckers. Look at them. Those guys probably died because they got sick. I'm dropping the ball here a little bit. It was too busy. But yeah, we just plop that down for now. Then incinerator should start to... Yeah, it should start to take care of those fellas. I want to build cemeteries. So you need those. So for my next trick, I'm gonna do something a little bit deceptive. Bam. I love traffic circles, but there is definitely not enough room for a traffic circle in here right now because I don't want to tile out yet. When I tile out and I buy more land, I definitely want to buy this chunk. I'm probably going to move this way and take this and maybe this, but I'm not going to go this way. Anyway, point being, I'm not doing it yet. Not doing it yet. Not just yet. If I wanted to put a traffic circle where I want to put it, I'd have to get rid of these two pieces, and if I do that, I'm going to lose my highway connection. Because of dumb things about how the map borders work, in my opinion. So, in order to create something that's kind of like a traffic circle, does the job, it's going to make me a traffic square. Look at him. Ultra compact. Tiny. Is that good? No, it's going to screw me later, but I'm living life, okay? I gotta snap to the corners. Disadvantage of a traffic square. Here we go. Style choice, I don't like that. Yeah, I like that better. There we go. And I gotta reverse the direction of the traffic circle, I think. Yeah, I do. Sometimes you set it up the wrong way, but that's alright. We do have a lot of pedestrians. You see here? I built this, I spent money on it. I was completely friggin' useless. That's why I hate building those lights. I hate building those lights. I swear to God, I hate building those. Why am I calling them lights? I hate building those telephone poles. They're electrical Y cables. I'm going crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm starting to crash for the night. It's not that late, but I'm getting up early these days, you know? I paused the game. I didn't mean to do that. Look at that. I'm Father Time. I stop and start the flow of history on a whim. Oh, I screwed up that. Hang on. Yeah, that ugly kind of beveled ledge there. There we are. Just like that. That's better. Now we got room for more trees. Whoopsies, forgot to give it a roadside. This update, this was an update that brought in this this zoning toggle where you can make a road not have any zoning. Brought me back to the game, honestly. I love it. Really lets you clean up grids. Make them a lot more orderly. Very important thing for me. Catch 22 of that dense zoning I built. So there's now a mad hunger for jobs. That's what's driving that demand for commercial and industrial. So yeah, I was driving this demand. Yeah. A lot of people, not a lot of scholarly achievement as was driving it. It's hunger for jobs, not hunger for productivity. Funny thing, you know, when we try to create work just for people to work and build an entire economy around that, it's kind of unsustainable if you think about it, but what do I know? Some of that should get eaten up by this school and they transition more to commercial, which just make the commercial go higher. Either way, I need to expand. The thing about this map is that it's tight. That's what makes it what it is. Real tight. The only places we have any breathing room are up here. There's a big island. And down here, some kind of big ones. Get some big ones over here. I'm probably not gonna go for them. Wrong one. I have a choice to make, and I'm going to make it. My choice is to way overbuild my public transit infrastructure in the early game. This ferry depot alone is going to eat up most of my revenue and upkeep. Be in the red until I majorly expand my residential. But when it wants to settle, come on, darling. Let's move it over here. There we go. Now I gotta bulldoze some roads. It'll all be worth it because realistically, significant amount of how you've got to get around on this map is definitely by boat. Like, what else you gotta do? You gotta friggin' hover? You gotta, like, flap your arms and fly? I mean, yes, there are planes in this game, but the point is... aquatics! Okay? Point is... that's the point. So. This is why I'm doing this. Is because what I could do is bridge, 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 road, bridge. I'm going to do that eventually. Or I could just do very long bridge. However, very long bridge, dumb, no like. Why? You can't see it, but I'm giving you a middle finger. Anyway, point is, I'm going to be doing an island that is technically completely disconnected from the mainland. I've done this once before, and it works. You can do it. That's so annoying. Let's get this connected. Come on. There we go. Look, he's happy. I've made him happy, that's all that matters. Did experiment there. Doesn't work out right now, but in the future. You know when that happens. Sometimes the road just gets a little bit lower than the terrain, and it just remembers that height. So when you go to place more road, it's lower than it should be. Here, you're 0. What do you look like? You look fine. There we go. And now we're set to -3. Look at that. You don't watch that? It goes wacky. Wacky real quick. About to do something jank. See this what I'm doing? It's jank. There's a method to my madness, but it is in fact mad. I do find myself getting less chatty as the stream wears on. It'll be interesting to see, because, you know, I'm approaching my 2-hour time limit, getting about there. It'll be interesting to see if, as I keep doing this, I do intend to keep doing this, if I will be increasing in my stamina as I go. Or if the current thing where after 2 hours I'm getting groggy, I'm getting quiet, I'm not keeping you guys entertained. Not that there are any of you. But whether I'm encountering an ingrained limit of my stamina, or if I, as time goes on, get better at doing longer streams, it's an open question. I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. You don't either. I think you do. You don't know. You don't know. Think you know? You don't know nothing. Fuck you. Yo. Look at this trench. Like I said, there's a thing where it gets reset. So annoying. -4 it's drifted down to. There we go. See, yeah, that looks much nicer. Now, a thing I didn't think of, because I'm kind of a moron, is the trucks need to drive their goods back. But I think this presents an opportunity, actually. Because I am a sucker for not connecting residential traffic with, oh dear, look at that. It's horrible. But not connecting residential traffic. Look at that, I made a wall. With industrial traffic. Keeps everything cleaner and neater. This is a jank solution, but stones a whole bunch of birds. Kills them dead. But it gets that separated stuff going. It also kind of makes my fairies redundant, but they'll survive. They'll survive. Look at that. Eat into all my profit revenue. How did you get disconnected? Oh, you're not connected to the lines, of course. Always oversights, always oversights. Give me a... Yeah, stop whining. Now, I did just do something devious. I made it so that private cars are not allowed on this whole bridge, expressway fucking thing monstrosity that I built. Why did I do that? Because I hate freedom. It's because I'm a communist. The actual reason is because it's more of like... better that the little fellas in the city use mass transit. The point is that doing things better is communism. And we need to not do things better to be not communist. See, that's why we lost in Vietnam, because we were being not communist by losing. Because if we'd won, that would have been better and that'd be communist. That's when we need to re-elect Ronald Reagan's rotting corpse. So we cannot be better. Which is not communist. Thank you, America. Thank you. So I'm coming up on it. These are my final moves for this play session. Gonna make sure that this island has all the necessary amenities. It'll be hopping off for the night. The results of this test stream are mixed. What's interesting is I got those 2 views that I got on the arts section, but nobody moseyed on in for the city skylines. Cities is something that I like to do, and I think I'm chatty during it. It puts me in that kind of headspace. I do want to be chatty. I don't want to be just sitting there, gameplay going, I'm not saying nothing. I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. So... there will be more cities in the future. But that having been said, I do want to play the field. I do want to switch it up. I do not want to chain myself to one decision. So, next stream, I'm probably going to play a different game. Then another one after that, another one after that. I'll be bouncing around. I'm going to be seeing what feels good. I'm going to be seeing what people respond to. How they respond to it. But yeah. Might do Helldivers next time. I might do Ultra Kill. I don't know. Spitballing here. Making it up as I go along. Point is, this was a gratifying experience. Or, gratifying is a wrong word. Because there's something... I don't know the word for it. But the point is, I'll be exploring it more. Keep losing the train. Actually, people aren't going for the zoning on cut off from Civilization Island over here. It's not yet. Plenty of people using the ferry though. Oh, too many looks like. Things filling up. Alright, last action of the stream is going to be using a larger capacity ferry. Ironically, there's all this commercial stuff here, but nobody's building houses here. I am convinced they will eventually. If you build it, they will come. It's kind of gross if you think about it, but I'm not judging them. I'm not judging them. Okay? I'm not judging them. Power lines. I hate power lines. I'm really going bonanza whole ham with this. Oh, there we go. Well, there you go. And I zoned this area wrong. Right. It's a pretty natural stopping point. So, what did we learn? Good question, I don't know. Point is, we'll be back. Probably start doing this regularly at some point. Be a while before I get any viewers, but the point is to build up the experience, so when they come, give them a good show. But hey, wherever you are, however you're doing, thank you to the 2 random people that dipped in. I'm glad I could be here. Good night and good luck.